June walked through the long metal hallways of Nexus Prime Station. His black shoes made soft sounds on the cold floor. He had been to this place many times before. It was where all the different alien species met to talk about important things. Today felt different, though. The message he got was urgent. It said there was an emergency meeting. He pushed open the heavy doors to the main council room. The room was huge and round. Seats were arranged in circles, each one made for different types of aliens. Some seats were for tall, thin creatures. Others were for short, wide ones. Some had special breathing equipment. June took his place in the human section. The room was full but very quiet. This was strange. Usually the aliens talked loudly in their different languages before meetings started. Today everyone was looking at him. Their eyes, tentacles, and other body parts all turned toward him when he sat down. Counselor Vextai stood up. He was from a species that looked like big lizards. His green skin was rough and his yellow eyes were cold. "Human Representative June," he said in his deep voice. "We must discuss a serious matter." June nodded. "I'm ready to listen. What trade problem do we need to solve today?" Vextai looked at the other council members. They all looked nervous. "This is not about trade," he said slowly. "This is about safety. The safety of the entire galaxy." A cold feeling started in June's stomach. "What do you mean?" Ambassador Kilmore stood up next. She was from an insect-like species. Her forearms moved as she talked. "We have taken action to protect all of us," she said. Her voice made clicking sounds. "We have removed a threat before it could grow dangerous." "What threat?" June asked. His voice was getting louder. Dr. Yulneth floated up from her special seat. She was made of living crystal and her body made soft ringing sounds when she moved. "The human children," she said. "We have taken the human children." The words hit June like a physical blow. He stood up so fast that his chair fell over. "What did you say?" 67 human children have been removed from various colony worlds," Vextai said. "They are now in safe facilities where they cannot cause harm." June's world started spinning. "You took children? Human children?" His voice was shaking. "Where are Tay and Hana?" The council members looked at each other. None of them wanted to answer. "Where are my children?" June shouted. Dr. Yulneth's crystal body rang louder. "They are safe. That is what matters. Your offspring showed concerning abilities during routine educational assessments." June felt like he could not breathe. Tay was 8 years old. He loved to build things with blocks and ask questions about everything. Hana was 6. She liked to draw pictures and sing songs. They were just normal children. "You kidnapped them," June said. His hands were shaking with anger. "You took my babies. We saved the galaxy," Kilmore clicked. "Human children are dangerous. They learn too fast. They solve problems in ways that should not be possible. If they grow up, they will destroy us all. They are children," June screamed. "They play with toys. They need their parents." Vextai activated a screen that came down from the ceiling. "Let us show you why this was necessary," he said. The screen showed videos of human children. In one, a girl who looked about 10 years old was working on a computer. Her fingers moved very fast across the keys. In just a few minutes, she had broken through security systems that were supposed to be impossible to hack. In another video, a boy about 7 years old was in what looked like a playground. He had taken apart some equipment and built something new. It looked like a weapon. "This footage is from various human colonies," Dr. Yulneth explained. "Your children consistently perform at levels that frighten our experts. They adapt to new situations in ways that seem impossible. They create solutions that our oldest and wisest beings cannot understand." June watched the videos. He saw human children doing amazing things. But all he could think about was Ty asking him why the sky was blue, and Hana showing him her drawings. "They are smart," he said. "Being smart is not a crime. Intelligence like this is a threat," Vextai said. "Every species here has children. None of them can do what human children do. If we let them grow up, they will make humans the rulers of everything. The rest of us will become slaves or worse." "So you stole them," June said. "You took children away from their families." "We saved them from becoming monsters," Kilmore said. "In our facilities, they are fed well. They are warm and safe. They have no challenges to make them grow more dangerous. It is better this way." June looked around the room. Every alien species was there. The bird-like Ketra, the gas cloud Vorthak, the plant-based Sylvans. All of them had agreed to this. All of them had decided that human children were too dangerous to live free. How long? June asked quietly. How long what? Vextai asked. How long have you been planning this? How long have you been watching our children and planning to take them? The council members looked uncomfortable. Dr. Yolneth finally answered. 3 years. We have been studying human development for 3 years. June felt sick. For 3 years, while he thought these aliens were his friends and partners, they had been planning to steal human children. They had watched Tay take his first steps into school. They had seen Hana learn to read, and they had been planning to take them away. Where are they? June asked. That information cannot be shared, Vextai said. For security reasons. You will tell me where my children are, June said. His voice was low and dangerous. Human June, Dr. Yolneth said. Please understand. This was not easy for us, but your species is too dangerous. Your children especially. They must be contained before they learn enough to threaten us all. June looked at all of them. These creatures he had worked with for years. These beings he had thought were civilized and wise. They had stolen children. They had taken babies from their parents because they were afraid of how smart those children might become. You have made a terrible mistake, June said quietly. The mistake would have been doing nothing. Vextai said. June turned and walked toward the door. He had to contact Earth. He had to tell them what had happened. He had to find his children. Where are you going? Kilmore called after him. June stopped at the door and looked back. I am going to get my children back, he said. All of them. And when I do, you will learn exactly why you should never ever threaten human children. He walked out, leaving the council in stunned silence. June sat in his small office on Nexus Prime Station. His hands shook as he tried to call Earth on his communication device. The screen kept showing error messages. Someone had blocked his communications. A soft knock came at his door. Come in, he said. Dr. Yolneth floated into the room. Her crystal body made gentle ringing sounds. Human June, we need to talk. I have nothing to say to you, June said without looking up. Please, she said. Let me show you why we had to do this. You need to understand. June finally looked at her. Understand? You stole my children. What is there to understand? Dr. Yolneth moved closer. Your species is remarkable, but that is exactly the problem. She activated a small device. A screen appeared in the air between them. Let me show you something. The screen showed a room full of alien children. They looked like small versions of the different council species. They were playing with simple toys and blocks. These are children from my species, Dr. Yolneth said. They are learning basic concepts. Colors, shapes, simple counting. This is normal development for most species in the galaxy. The image changed. Now it showed human children in what looked like a classroom, but they were not playing with simple toys. They were working with complex devices. Some were building machines, others were solving mathematical problems on advanced computers. These are human children of the same age, Dr. Yolneth said. Do you see the difference? June did see it. The human children were clearly doing much more advanced things. But they still looked like children. They were still small and young. Being smart is not wrong, June said. It is when it threatens everyone else, Dr. Yolneth replied. The screen changed again. This time it showed a file with the name Nari at the top. This human child is 10 years old, Dr. Yolneth said. She was living on Colony World Kepler 7. Look what she did. The screen showed security camera footage. A small girl with long black hair was standing in front of a computer system. Her fingers moved across the controls very quickly. Numbers and symbols flashed on the screen faster than June could read them. She hacked into the colony's main computer system, Dr. Yolneth explained. She did it in 4 minutes. Our best experts said it would take months to break that security. She did it for fun while waiting for her parents to pick her up from school. June watched the little girl on the screen. She looked so normal, so innocent. That same week, Dr. Yolneth continued, she reprogrammed the colony's weather control system. She wanted it to rain because she liked the sound. She nearly caused floods that could have killed thousands of people. The screen showed another file. This one said bin. This human child is 7 years old, Dr. Yolneth said. He was captured 3 days ago. The footage showed a small boy with short black hair. He was in what looked like a playground. But instead of playing on swings or slides, he was taking apart maintenance equipment. What is he doing? June asked. Watch, Dr. Yolneth said. In the video, little Ben worked quickly with his small hands. He took pieces from different machines and put them together in new ways. Within 20 minutes, he had built something that looked like a small weapon. He told his teacher he was making a bug zapper to protect the playground from insects, Dr. Yulneth said. Our weapons experts analyzed what he built. It could have destroyed a small building. June felt cold. He is just 7 years old. Exactly, Dr. Yulneth said. He is 7 and he can build weapons. What will he do when he is 17? Or 27? The screen showed more files. More human children. All of them doing things that seemed impossible for their age. A 9-year-old girl who had figured out how to make her homework robot do advanced engineering. A 6-year-old boy who had accidentally created a new type of fuel while mixing chemicals in art class. Every human child we have studied shows these patterns, Dr. Yulneth said. They do not just learn faster than other species. They learn in completely different ways. They see solutions that should not exist. They create things that should not be possible. They are creative, June said. Humans are creative. That is not dangerous. It is dangerous when that creativity can destroy worlds, Dr. Yulneth said. She showed him another screen. This one had charts and graphs. We ran models, she said. Computer simulations of what would happen if human children continued to develop normally. In every simulation, humans become the dominant species within 50 years. In most simulations, other species go extinct. June looked at the charts. The lines showed human population and technology growing very fast. The lines for other species either stayed flat or went down. These are just guesses, June said. They are educated predictions based on observed data, Dr. Yulneth corrected. Your children learn exponentially. Each generation knows more than the last. Soon they will know more than all other species combined. The screen changed to show the detention facilities where the human children were being kept. The rooms looked clean and comfortable. The children had beds, food, and entertainment systems. But they had no tools, no books that might teach them dangerous things, and no contact with the outside world. We are not hurting them, Dr. Yulneth said. We are keeping them safe and keeping everyone else safe from them. You are keeping them in prison, June said. We are keeping them from becoming weapons. June stood up and walked to the window. Outside, he could see ships from many different species docked at the station. For years, he had thought this was a symbol of peace and cooperation. Now he knew it was a symbol of fear. Where are Tai and Hana? He asked quietly. They are in Facility 7, Dr. Yulneth said. It is in the Rigel system. They are well cared for. What did they do? What terrible crime did my 8-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter commit? Dr. Yulneth was quiet for a moment. Then she said, Tay designed and built a communication device using parts from his toys. It could send messages across star systems. Hana created a new type of paint that can change colors based on temperature. Our scientists still do not understand how either of these things work. June felt tears in his eyes. Tay had always loved taking things apart and putting them back together. Hana loved art and was always mixing colors in new ways. They were just being children. They were just being human children. They were not trying to hurt anyone, June said. That makes it worse, Dr. Yulneth said. They created miraculous technology by accident while playing. What will they create when they are trying to solve real problems? June turned to face her. They will create wonderful things. They will help people. They will make the galaxy better. Or they will make weapons that can destroy planets, Dr. Yulneth said. We cannot take that risk. So you took them away from their parents. You put children in cages because you are afraid of what they might do someday. Yes, Dr. Yulneth said simply, because the alternative is the end of every other species in the galaxy. June stared at her. This being made of living crystal truly believed that human children were monsters that needed to be locked away. She thought she was saving the galaxy. You are wrong, June said. I hope I am, Dr. Yulneth said. But I cannot risk the lives of trillions of beings on hope. She floated toward the door. Your children are safe, human June. They will live long, comfortable lives. They just will not live free. After she left, June sat alone in his office. Somewhere in the Rigel system, his children were in a prison, all because they were too smart, too creative, too human. He activated his emergency communication device, the one that could not be blocked. Earth needed to know what had happened, and someone needed to pay for taking human children away from their families. Admiral Kang stood in the command center of Earth Defense Headquarters. Her uniform was perfect and her face was hard as stone. Around her, Dozens of officers worked at computer stations. Red lights flashed across every screen. "How many ships do we have ready?" she asked. Captain Sue looked up from her station. 87 warships are ready to launch immediately. Another 200 can be ready within 6 hours. "Make it happen," Admiral Kang said. "I want every ship we have armed and ready." "Admiral," Captain Sue said carefully. "Are we going to war?" Admiral Kang looked at the main screen. It showed a map of the galaxy with red dots marking where human children were being held prisoner. "They took our children, Captain. They stole babies from their families. What would you call that?" The communication system beeped. A face appeared on the screen. It was General Moon from the Mars Defense Force. "Admiral Kang," he said, "we have located 3 of the detention facilities. Our long-range scanners show human life signs inside." "How many children?" Admiral Kang asked. "Facility 1 has 12 children. Facility 2 has 19. Facility 3 has 8. General Moon paused. "Admiral, the aliens have armed guards around these places. They are treating our children like dangerous criminals." Admiral Kang felt anger burn in her chest. She had 3 children of her own. The thought of them being locked away from her made her want to destroy everything. "What about the children who are still free?" she asked. Captain Sue activated another screen. "We found 23 human children who escaped capture. They are hiding on various colony worlds. Local families are protecting them." "Good," Admiral Kang said. "Make sure they stay hidden until we can protect them properly." The main door opened and Dr. Maya walked in. She was a child psychologist who had been studying the detention facilities from long-range scans. "Admiral," Dr. Maya said, "I need to tell you something important about what is happening in those facilities." "What is it?" Dr. Maya activated her tablet and connected it to the main screen. "We have been monitoring communications from inside the facilities. The children are not just sitting there doing nothing." The screen showed translated messages that had been intercepted from the detention centers. "This is from yesterday," Dr. Maya said. She read from the screen. "Facility 7 reports unusual activity. The human children have been working together. They have created educational programs using only materials available in their rooms." Admiral Kang raised an eyebrow. "Educational programs?" "They are teaching each other advanced mathematics, science, and engineering," Dr. Maya explained. Using nothing but bedsheets, food containers, and furniture, they have built working models of complex machines. Captain Sue leaned forward. "The aliens tried to keep them from learning dangerous things by giving them nothing to work with. Instead, the children are learning even faster because they have to be creative," Dr. Maya said. "Look at this report from Facility 3. She read another message. "The human subjects have somehow created a communication network between their cells. They are sharing knowledge and coordinating activities. We do not understand how this is possible." Admiral Kang smiled for the first time in days. "Of course they did. They are human children. Locking them up just made them more determined." The communication system beeped again. This time it was Commander Park from the stealth reconnaissance ship Silent Wind. "Admiral," Commander Park said, "I am in orbit around Facility 7. I have good news and bad news." "Give me the bad news first," Admiral Kang said. "The facility is heavily guarded. There are 12 alien warships in orbit and energy shields around the entire complex." "And the good news?" Commander Park smiled. "The children have figured out how to send messages outside the facility. They hacked into the alien communication system using improvised equipment. I have been talking to a 12-year-old boy named Gil." Admiral Kang felt pride swell in her chest. "What did he say?" "He said they do not need to be rescued. They need materials." Commander Park paused. "Admiral, this boy has organized all 67 children into teams. They have been studying their captors and learning about alien technology. He says they are ready to escape on their own, but they want to do something bigger first." "Bigger how?" "They want to prove that human children are not dangerous. They want to solve problems that have been troubling the galaxy for years. They think if they can show the aliens that human creativity helps everyone, the aliens will stop being afraid." Dr. Maya nodded excitedly. "This matches what we have been seeing in the psychological profiles. These children are not angry or vengeful. They want to help." Admiral Kang thought about this. Part of her wanted to blast through the alien defenses and rescue the children immediately, but another part of her was curious to see what the children had planned. "Commander Park," she said, "tell Gil that help is coming, but ask him what he needs from us." Minutes passed. Then Commander Park came back on the screen. "Gil says they need 3 things. First, They need you to distract the guards so they can move around the facility more freely. Second, they need basic materials like metal wire and simple computer components. Third, they need you to make sure the alien leaders are watching when they reveal what they have been working on. Captain Sue looked confused. They want the aliens to watch? They want to put on a demonstration, Admiral Kang said, understanding immediately. They want to show the galaxy what human children can really do. Admiral, General Moon said from his screen. Whatever those children are planning, we should have backup ready. I do not trust the aliens to react well to surprises. Agreed, Admiral Kang said. Position our fleets around all known detention facilities. If the aliens try to hurt the children, we go in with full force. She turned to Dr. Maya. Doctor, I want you to prepare a presentation for the Galactic Council. Use data from what the children are doing in detention. Show how human creativity has always been used to help, not hurt. Yes, Admiral. Captain Sue, coordinate with the children through Commander Park. Get them whatever materials they need. And make sure every alien leader in the galaxy knows to pay attention to what happens next. Captain Sue smiled. Should I tell them what the children are planning? No, Admiral Kang said. Let it be a surprise. But make sure they understand that if any harm comes to those children, Earth will hold them personally responsible. The command center buzzed with activity as everyone worked to support the children's plan. Admiral Kang watched the screen showing human ships moving into position around the galaxy. The aliens had made a terrible mistake when they took human children. They thought they were preventing a threat. Instead, they had given those children access to alien technology and knowledge. They had forced them to work together and think creatively under pressure. Now those same children were about to show the galaxy exactly what humans could do when they put their minds to it. Admiral Kang suspected the aliens were not going to like what they learned, but she also suspected that after today, no one would ever again think that human children needed to be locked away. If anything, the galaxy was about to learn that human children were exactly what everyone needed to solve the problems that had seemed impossible for centuries. Admiral, Captain Sue said, all ships report ready. All children have been contacted. All alien leaders have been notified to watch the demonstration. Admiral Kang nodded. Then let the children show them what humanity is really about. She looked at the screens showing the detention facilities, where 67 human children were preparing to change the galaxy forever. Whatever they had planned, she knew it would be extraordinary. After all, they were human children. And human children always found a way to surprise everyone. Gil stood in the center of what used to be a storage room in Facility 7. Now it looked like a workshop. Around him, human children worked on different projects. Some were as young as 6, others were 12. All of them had the same look of concentration on their faces. Nari, how is the communication array coming? Gil asked. The 10-year-old girl looked up from a complex device made from food containers and wire. Almost finished. We will be able to talk to all the other facilities at the same time in about 10 minutes. Good. Bin, what about the power source? 7-year-old Bin held up something that looked like a battery, made from cleaning supplies and metal strips. It works, but it smells bad. Should I make it not smell? The smell does not matter, Gil said. We just need it to work for 1 hour. A small girl named Yoon raised her hand. She was only 6 years old and had been scared when she first arrived. Now she was working on what looked like a computer made from children's toys. Gil, she said, I finished the translator program. Now when we talk, all the aliens will understand us in their own languages. Perfect, Gil said. He looked around the room at all the children. Is everyone ready? They all nodded. For 3 months, they had been working together. The aliens thought they were keeping human children busy with harmless activities. Instead, the children had been learning everything they could about alien technology, alien languages, and alien problems. Remember, Gil said, we are not trying to escape. We are trying to prove that we are not dangerous. We want to show them that human children can help solve problems, not create them. 8-year-old Tae raised his hand. Gil, what if they get scared and try to stop us? Then our parents will protect us, Gil said. But I do not think that will happen. I think the aliens will be too surprised to do anything. 6-year-old Hana, who was Tae's sister, looked worried. What if our projects do not work? Gil smiled at her. Hana, you created a paint that changes colors just by thinking about it. Tae built a communicator that can talk to people on other planets. Nari hacked into systems that were supposed to be impossible to break. Nothing we build together will fail. A buzzing sound came from Nari's communication device. "Gil," she said. "Captain Lee from the human rescue ship is ready. She says all the alien leaders are watching and waiting." Gil took a deep breath. "Then let us begin." He activated the communication array. Suddenly, the room was filled with the voices of children from all the other detention facilities. 67 human children were now connected across the galaxy. "Testing, testing," said a voice from Facility 2. "This is Jin. Can everyone hear me?" "We hear you," said another voice from Facility 5. "This is Chan. All systems are working here." Gil smiled. The children had done in 3 months what alien engineers said was impossible. They had created an instant communication network using only materials found in prison cells. "Attention all facilities," Gil said. "Begin the demonstration." In Facility 7, Gil activated the first project. The lights in the room changed from the harsh white color to a soft, warm glow that felt like sunlight. "The aliens told us that energy is expensive and hard to make," Gil explained to the watching alien leaders through the communication system. "But we found a way to make lighting systems that use 90% less power and make people feel happier." At Facility 2, Jin activated her project. A screen appeared showing complex mathematical equations. "We solved the faster-than-light communication problem," Jin said. "Messages between star systems take months to send. But we figured out how to send them instantly using quantum connections. We wrote the solution using crayons on the wall, but it works." At Facility 3, young Chan activated a device that looked like it was made from kitchen supplies. "We fixed the food shortage problem," Chan said. "This machine can turn basic proteins into any kind of food. No one in the galaxy has to go hungry anymore." One by one, children at each facility revealed their projects. They had solved energy problems, communication problems, medical problems, and transportation problems. Issues that had troubled the galaxy for thousands of years were being solved by children using improvised materials. Back at Facility 7, Gil was preparing to show the biggest project of all. With help from Tai, Hana, and the other children, he had built something extraordinary. "For our final demonstration," Gil said, "we want to show you something about human children that you do not understand." He activated a device that projected images into the air. The images showed the histories of different alien species throughout the galaxy. "We studied your histories while we have been here," Gil said. "We learned about your cultures, your problems, and your fears. And we found something interesting." The projection showed a timeline of galactic history. It marked when different species had become advanced, when they had joined the galactic community, and when some species had disappeared. "According to your own records," Gil continued, 17 intelligent species have gone extinct in the last 10,000 years. The reason is always the same. They stopped changing. They stopped growing. They stopped learning new things. Elder Nam, who was the oldest being on the Galactic Council, made a sound of surprise. The children had discovered something that most aliens preferred to ignore. "You are afraid that human children will replace you," Gil said. "But that is not how humans work. We do not want to replace anyone. We want to help everyone grow together." Hana stepped forward. Even though she was only 6, she spoke clearly and confidently. "When we were at home with our parents," she said, "we played with alien children through video calls. We taught them human games and they taught us alien games. Everyone had more fun when we played together." Tay nodded. "Humans do not get stronger by making others weaker. We get stronger by making others stronger too." The communication system crackled as Dr. Yulnath spoke from the council chambers. "You children have done remarkable things. But this proves our point. You are too dangerous to be free." "No," said a new voice. It was Captain Lee, the human rescue team leader. "Doctor, you have it backwards." The screen showed Captain Lee standing in the ruins of an ancient facility. While the children were proving they could solve galactic problems, we were investigating the facilities where other species' children used to be kept. The image changed to show old records and documents. "We found the truth," Captain Lee said. "This is not the first time the Galactic Council has imprisoned children. You have done this to 3 other species in the past. You took their children away and locked them up to prevent them from becoming too dangerous." Elder Nam made another sound, this one of sadness. "What happened to those species?" Admiral Kang's voice came through the communication system. "They died out," Captain Lee said. "Without their children to grow and learn and create new things, the species became stagnant. They stopped advancing, Eventually, they just faded away. The alien leaders were silent for a long moment. "You see," Gil said gently, "you are not protecting the galaxy from human children. You are protecting yourselves from change. But change is not dangerous. Change is how everything grows and gets better. We want to help," Hana added. "We want to be friends. We want to learn from you and teach you things too. But we cannot do that if you keep us in cages," Tay said. Gil looked directly at the communication device, knowing that alien leaders across the galaxy were watching. "Human children are not your enemy," he said. "We are your hope. We are everyone's hope, because we do not just solve problems. We help others learn to solve problems too." The communication system was quiet for a long time. Then Elder Nam spoke in his ancient wise voice. "Children of humanity," he said slowly, "you have shown us something we had forgotten. Something we lost long ago. What is that?" Gil asked. "The joy of learning. The excitement of discovery. The hope that tomorrow can be better than today." Elder Nam paused. "We have been so afraid of being replaced that we forgot how wonderful it is to grow." Dr. Yulneth's voice was smaller now. "But what if you do become more powerful than us? Then we will use that power to help you become more powerful too," Gil said simply. And for the first time in galactic history, the Council realized that maybe, just maybe, they had been wrong about what made someone dangerous. 6 months later, June walked through the halls of what used to be Detention Facility 7. Now it was called the Galactic Learning Center. The cold gray walls had been painted bright colors by human and alien children working together. Pictures and projects covered every surface. He found Tai and Hana in a large room that used to be a prison cell. Now it was a classroom where human children were teaching alien children how to build things. "Dad." Hana ran to him and hugged his legs. "Look what we made." She pointed to a corner where a group of children from different species were working on a machine. A young crystal being like Dr. Yulneth was helping a human boy connect wires. A small lizard child like Counselor Vextai was painting symbols on metal pieces. "What does it do?" June asked. "It makes music from thoughts," Tay explained. "You think about a song you like and it plays the music out loud. But the cool part is that when different species think together, it makes music that no one has ever heard before." June watched as the children activated their device. Beautiful, strange music filled the room. It sounded like human melodies mixed with alien rhythms in ways that were completely new. "That is amazing," June said. "Chan had the idea," Hana said, pointing to a 9-year-old boy who was now working with a group of alien engineers. "He said that human brains and alien brains work differently, so when we combine them, we can create things that neither of us could make alone." Young Chan looked up and waved. He had become something that had never existed before in galactic history. A child ambassador. At 9 years old, he regularly spoke to alien leaders about cooperation and learning. "Dad," Tay said, "did you know that before we came here, alien children were not allowed to invent things? They could only learn what their parents taught them." "Really?" June asked. "Yeah," Hana said. "But now they are learning to be creative like us. And we are learning about their special abilities too. Did you know that crystal children can see energy patterns that we cannot see? And lizard children can smell chemical reactions?" June smiled. His children had been through something terrible, but they had turned it into something wonderful. Dr. Park approached them. She was a human educator who had come to help design new learning programs. "June," she said, "I wanted to show you something." She led him to another room where Gil was working with a group of older alien students. They were not children, but adult aliens who had come to learn from the human children. "Gil," Dr. Park called, "can you show June what you are working on?" Gil looked up from a complex device. He was 12 now, but he spoke with the confidence of someone much older. "We are designing new cities," Gil said. "Cities where different species can live together comfortably. Human cities are built for humans. Alien cities are built for aliens. But we figured out how to build cities that work for everyone." He activated a projection that showed a beautiful city floating in space. Buildings of different shapes and sizes were connected by bridges and walkways. Some areas had water for aquatic species. Others had special atmospheres for gas-based beings. "The best part," Gil continued, "is that when different species live together, they help each other solve problems faster. The crystal beings provide energy, the plant beings clean the air, the humans do the creative design, and everyone contributes their special skills. One of the adult aliens, a tall bird-like creature, spoke up. Young Gil, this design could house millions of beings from dozens of species. How did you children think of this? Gil shrugged. We just asked each species what they needed to be comfortable, and then we figured out how to put it all together. June marveled at how simple the children made it sound. They had solved a problem that had prevented interspecies cooperation for thousands of years, and to them it was just a fun puzzle. Prime Minister O entered the room. She was Earth's leader and had come to see the changes at the Learning Center. June, she said, the Galactic Council wants to make an official announcement. Would you like to be there? What kind of announcement? They are changing the laws about children. All children in the galaxy will now have the right to learn, create, and invent freely. And they are asking human children to help design educational programs for other species. June felt tears in his eyes. His children and the other human children had not just won their freedom. They had won freedom for all children across the galaxy. They walked to the main assembly hall where alien leaders were gathering via communication links from across the galaxy. Councillor Vextai stood at the podium, but he looked very different from before. His scales were brighter and his yellow eyes seemed warmer. People of the galaxy, Vextai began. 6 months ago, this council made a terrible mistake. We let fear guide our decisions instead of wisdom. The hall was quiet as he continued. We took children from their families because we were afraid of change. We tried to stop progress because we thought it would harm us. We were wrong, Dr. Yulneth floated forward. Her crystal body rang with clear musical notes. The human children have taught us something precious, she said. Growth is not about replacing what came before. Growth is about adding new possibilities to what already exists. Elder Nam spoke in his ancient voice. In all my years, I have never seen anything as beautiful as different species learning from each other. The human children did not conquer us. They invited us to grow with them. Ambassador Kilmore clicked excitedly. The innovations created in these learning centers have solved problems that we thought were impossible. Food shortages, energy crises, communication delays, all solved by children working together. Prime Minister O stepped forward. The children have asked me to share a message with you, she said. The screen behind her activated, showing all 67 human children standing together. Behind them were hundreds of alien children from dozens of species. Gil spoke for all of them. We do not want to rule the galaxy. We do not want to replace anyone. We just want to be friends and learn together. Little Hana stepped forward. And we want to make sure that no children ever get taken away from their families again. Tay nodded. Because families help children grow, and children help families learn new things. Councillor Vextai looked directly at the human children. On behalf of the Galactic Council, I formally apologize for our actions. We promise that never again will children be imprisoned for being creative or intelligent. Furthermore, Dr. Yulneth added, we are establishing the Galactic Children's Rights Charter. All children, regardless of species, have the right to learn, explore, and create freely. Elder Nam smiled, something that few beings had ever seen. And we are asking the human children to help us teach our own children how to be creative and inventive. The hall erupted in cheers from dozens of different species. June watched as his children hugged their alien friends. 6 months ago, those same aliens had been their captors. Now they were their partners in learning. After the ceremony, June sat with Tai and Hana in the garden outside the learning center. Alien and human children were playing together, inventing new games that combined elements from different cultures. Dad, Tai said, are you proud of us? June hugged both his children. I have always been proud of you. But now the whole galaxy knows how special you are. We are not special, Hana said. We are just human. All human children can do what we did. That is what makes you special, June said. You do not think you are better than anyone else. You just want to help everyone be their best. As the sun set over the learning center, June watched children from across the galaxy working and playing together. The aliens had been right about one thing. Human children were extraordinary. But they had been wrong about what that meant. Human children were not dangerous. They were not conquerors. They were teachers, friends, and bridges between different worlds. They had taken the galaxy's greatest fear and turned it into its greatest hope. And in doing so, they had proven the most human truth of all, that growing together is always better than growing apart. The galaxy would never be the same. But for the first time in thousands of years, it would never stop growing either, and that was exactly what everyone needed.